Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 17 of the Chalk Talk with Vitality Fitness Podcast. I'm your host, Nate Lambert. We got Nate Agnew, Scruff McBuff in the building, and the original Tarzan, Kyle Bernier, sitting to my right.
Thanks, man.
How's it going, buddy?
It's good, dude.
What do you got in your shaker this morning?
None tablet.
What
do you got?
What flavor?
It is orange, maybe?
Is it the immunity one?
It's the immunity.
It's got some turmeric in there. I can see it hovering at the top. It's kind of gross.
It's got some ginger, echinacea, electrolytes, B vitamins. Man, it's just full
Echinacea?
Echinacea?
It's good. It's a natural, I think it's an herb. Would it
Have
be
you
an
ever?
herb?
Have you guys ever taken elderberry before?
Yeah. So it's really good.
Mom just made some homemade elderberry syrup at the house, and I didn't know you could do that, but she cooked it in the Instapot.
Yeah, I didn't either.
This is
the worst shaker bottle of all time.
This is the dumbest part about it, like, because I have to like fold it back like this, because if you don't, then you just take the cap right to the dome, and then it drips on your nose, and it gets awful, so you have to kind of suck that out of there
What
first.
if you just drank it from the side?
You can, but it's kind of like,
I
it's
guess
not
it
like
would
made to be, because you're not getting all.
See, when people design something like this, they have to test it. Do they not think about those?
It's full frontal, man.
I think they test it, but I just don't think they probably think this part through. Like, if there's a specific way to hold this part of it and drink it, I'm not informed.
You know what I was thinking about the other day? You know what I was thinking about the other day? This is an invention idea, so anybody listening, steal my idea. Alec Smith.
Is it like the toilet basket? Whenever you're sitting on the toilet and you drop your phone in the toilet and the toilet basket catches it?
What happens to the
Michael Scott invented that from The Office.
poop?
It's actually not smart.
It is. All right, what's your idea?
But, I mean, I don't drop my
What's your invention?
cell phone in the toilet that often. Okay, it made me think of it because of the straps. You know grips that you wear?
Yep.
Like gymnastics grips?
Mm-hmm.
And whenever you're training with like barbell movements or this stuff, you always take it off so you can grab the barbell.
I never do that.
Well, let's say there's
that.
a movement where you need to do that because sometimes that does happen where you go between strapping on and strapping off.
I want you to continue, but first of all, why would you ever have to do that with how big your hands are?
Well,
Do the Tarzan and Jane thing with me real quick. Your hands are so big.
His hands are the same size as mine. I'm
You're joking.
3 inches taller.
I also have a bigger wingspan than
Do
Aggie.
it. Put it up there. Oh man, that's
might be
gay.
bigger.
That's gay. That's so gay.
Oh, we're right at the same size.
Crazy, he's got big
Yeah.
hands.
But anyways, my idea. You do sometimes unstrap it and strap it back on and it back on.
Yeah.
Why not make this part down here on the back magnetized? Like a small magnet strips when you put it just slips right to it. So that way it's not getting in the way and you don't have to worry about spinning it around. Just magnetize
No,
it.
that's a kind of a smart idea. You just have to make sure the magnet strip wasn't so big that it impeded the fact of you getting your fingers.
But they can do like a you could do like a band, like a small magnet. Like think about like a refrigerator magnet. Some of those are really small.
I like that idea.
Put that right there. Boom. Genius.
Why don't you just do it?
Shout out Alex Smith,
Why don't
man.
you just get it packed?
Why did Alec make you think? You want Alec?
Well, this is what made me think of it because
Yeah.
the strap. And I was like, well, what if there's some way
Like
to
a
put it here?
magnet.
Well, it could be a magnet, and then it made me think about. I was thinking about that yesterday.
You're such a I mean, I know like stuff like that goes through your head a lot. Like
No,
you come
you have
up.
no idea what this is. I lived with him for 2.5 years. He's not from this planet.
Some wild stuff pops in my head, man.
He'll think of like the weirdest stuff. We used to just be sitting on the couch and be like, why don't they infuse Oreos with whey protein?
I feel like
It's like when,
on it should get on that right.
It's like
now.
when everybody's in, like when you're in college and you're all with your buddies and all you do is just like smoke weed. You think like you have like dumb ideas. Like that was Kyle, just without the weed.
Yeah.
Kyle doesn't have to smoke to be that creative. What we need to do then is get Kyle high and then see what we get. Because I feel like that.
It might be like the opposite effect where nothing goes
It's
on.
like
I can see him just being.
We
just
should
staring.
make cars.
Whoa.
We should make cars that like. I don't know. I don't even know where I was going with that. That really blew up in my face. That was
Yeah, it's
nice.
okay. It's all right.
Nate, you got some new kicks, boy?
Yeah.
Do.
Let's show them. Show them to the people.
They're
Come
not
on.
anything.
Give the people what they
They're
want.
pretty nice.
Take them off.
These are the Nano 8s. These are the same as the black ones that I have, right?
I think so.
Yeah, they are the same. Yeah, same type.
Same 8, but these are fly knits.
These are actually. They actually released these at the games. So this is like the games edition Nano 8.
I know.
Because you went last year.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't see him,
pretty dope,
the
man.
guy that won the men's individual competition last year, that was Nate.
Uh-huh.
It's actually.
Wasn't Fraser.
And it wasn't. Matt Fraser is just an alias.
This is how I look different on TV.
Those are cool though. I like those a lot. The 8s too. If you're looking for a new shoe, the
Oh,
8s,
gosh.
the 8s are pretty solid.
And if
shoe.
you're looking for a new shoe, please do not buy No Bulls because they're trash.
To train in?
They're just trash. There's
Yeah.
trash shoes.
Really?
I just don't like them.
Really,
I think they're all right.
I think they're ugly. First of all, I think they're really ugly.
It's Nike, dude.
I got a pair of No Bulls on right now.
Velvet
Suede.
Yeah, I like these, but I only wear them to coaching.
They
Fat
look,
boy.
those are the best looking shoes I think they've made, but
Yeah.
I tried them on. They're just clunky and they're
I
ugly
heard they're
looking.
pretty bricky.
Yeah. Like I remember, like Bird just got a pair, and he was trying to like train in them. He said they haven't broken in yet, and
Yeah,
that's
once they break in, I'm sure they're pretty good though.
these like the Nano 8s are like the only shoe I've ever bought like for fitness related stuff that's been like felt broken in ever since like
Yeah, these are already pretty broken.
Oh yeah, it's like the best. Like whenever you step into it, it's like you're walking on a cloud. The first day I got them, I was like, this is amazing.
But I won't train in these. I'll only coach in these.
Yeah, don't, especially since they're white.
Yeah. But the only reason I got the white ones is because every other one that I liked, they didn't have my size.
What's your size?
13.
Oh, okay.
13.
I'm a 9.5 kind of man myself. I'm average. Makes my life a whole lot easier.
Yeah, seriously. You would be surprised like how many times, and like throughout my life, like even when I was a kid, I just had a big foot, and like going and getting shoes, it'd be like, we don't have your size.
You go to Rack Room, they're like, oh, we don't have it.
You don't have my. You need to go to the adult section. You're
Like,
12
I'm in the
years
adult
old.
section.
Wow.
Never had it.
About the time I was 5 or 6 years old, I had that age.
Had that MCZ.
Let's not go there.
We
It's a little too
we
dirty.
can't exactly go that route. That would be
That's exactly
lost.
what I just said.
That would be lost tapes material if we ended up doing that.
Walking around was fine, but like sleeping was the hard part.
It's on my lip,
Now-
on my young belly.
The last pair of white shoes that I remember you buying
On my
were those
Metcons.
custom Metcons with the gold flake on the check. And I forget what it was. I want you to help me remember. You were doing like 100 sit-ups a day
Oh,
or something
jeez.
retarded.
Yeah,
Like
screwed 'em
sit-ups
up.
or GHDs?
200 sit-ups.
Just regular sit-ups.
And I would put my feet underneath the, like where the kettlebell rack is in the middle of the gym. I put my feet underneath there to hold them. And I
Oh,
did like
no.
100 straight one day, you know, just getting into the set. And I was wearing those shoes. And I put my feet out, took my feet out to rest. There's a black line across them. I was like, great.
Yeah.
This is like right when the gym first opened. It was like 3 years ago.
I watched him do it, and I
I
didn't
still
say
have
anything.
the shoes.
Oh, dude.
Sometimes you just gotta let people make mistakes.
I didn't know it was going to
Yesterday, I had to wear my white shoes to run in.
Yeah.
I haven't worn those to train in except for like twice.
Oh, the Nikes, the Metcons, yeah.
And now they're dirty.
Those are fresh.
That's why I wore the crappiest shoes I could wear. They were the running shoes, though.
Got those gum bottoms on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at Steve rocking the new hoodies. If you guys see the new hoodies, go buy one.
Gee, that's a worst plug I've ever heard.
Hey, yo,
of.
Steve-O!
Steve-O fit.
Steve Fit.
This is getting off the rails quick. But
They're nice hoodies.
So what are we going to talk about today?
so we're gonna talk about
We got to bring the people some content. Sorry. We haven't done the in a while.
Let's get the roundtable horn out. So
Come
to
on,
preface the
brother.
roundtable horn before we actually officially,
He's so staring at me. Let's
go. It's like, bro, get your game on. So for the roundtable today, we wanted to talk about. That even startled me. We're sorry about that, our listeners in the car. We're going to talk about what this week of training has looked like for each of us, Monday up to Wednesday, because today's Thursday. Obviously, we record on Thursdays, 10 a.m. If you want to come check the podcast out, live action.
Yeah,
We should have an audience like first take.
We should. It'd be like, have 3 seats, and we just rotate members in and out every
No, I'm
week.
sitting right outside in the glass.
Oh, that'd be kind of
They
cool.
can't hear us.
One
They
day.
just see us.
They can't hear us. They just
One day we
Yeah,
will.
one day. Big timing. But the reason we wanted to do this is to give you guys kind of an inside look to what our training looks like on a weekly basis, because I think a lot of our members think we just train all the time, and that is far from it. Like, I mean, there are days where we are training a lot, but we want to give you guys kind of an idea of how much volume we're putting in and what our volume looks like. So the way this segment's going to flow, I'm going to start out by talking about my training on Monday. It won't be too in-depth. I mean, I'll tell you guys what exactly I did and how I performed on some things, and then we'll let Kyle talk about his Monday and Nate talk about his Monday. I think there's some juicy details that might get brought out in Nate's training for the week. It'll be really interesting to go off
Oh,
of.
yeah.
And I have some data off of that run from yesterday.
For real?
so we can talk about
Can
that
I
a little
drop
bit
it
too.
From Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
So Monday,
That.
Monday for me, it actually started with like a really long warm up, and I wanted to get into this. I'm not gonna go super in depth with it, but I am gonna tell you each and everything I did because I think it's vitally important, like we've talked about many times, to get really loose, and I think it's a really unique opportunity for me, Kyle, and Nate to tell you guys how much work we put into actually getting our body primed.
Yeah.
So my warm up on Monday started with a 400-meter run, and then 50 lateral banded steps to warm up my glutes, and then I did 1 minute in a one-position plank. So I went 1 minute on my left side, 1 minute on my right side, and 1 minute in the middle.
Nice.
Then 20 butt banded pull-aparts on my knees to actually keep my midline a little bit more engaged, and then 5 single-leg box jumps on each leg. And I did those at 24, and I didn't eat it, so I was feeling pretty good about myself. When I was doing them, I was watching you because I think you were working out on blue side, and I was warming up on red. And I was like, dude, if I try to do this single leg box jump and eat it, Nate's going to make fun of me like I'm a dumbass or something like that. He's like, nice jumps, Lambert.
I didn't see.
But I did 2 full rounds of that. And so it was literally like a 15 to 20 minute warm up.
Like a little workout.
Yeah, it was. I was getting sweaty and I couldn't breathe. And the planks were kicking my butt and I was feeling pretty weak about it. But then after that.
You're probably out of shape if you couldn't breathe.
Yeah, my lungs are shrinking.
Oh, baby.
I'm like the Grinch. I have lungs that are 3 sizes too small.
I just watched The Grinch over the weekend.
That was a great movie, man. I watched that with my mom. Which one?
The Jim Carrey.
The Jim Carrey one.
So awesome.
Undeniably the best Christmas movie.
I watched Home Alone.
Oh gosh, that's a close second for me.
I don't like.
President Trump is in that movie.
Yeah, he is.
Donald Trump. Maybe Home Alone 2.
It's the second
Home Alone
one.
2. Lost in New York.
Yep, 2 down.
At the Trump Tower or something?
Yeah.
Really?
He's in the lobby, and Kevin
young.
like walks into him and he goes, "Excuse me, sir," and he like asks him a question, and Donald like turns around and points him around.
He's
Wow.
young. Though.
Shouts to 45.
That's
The
hilarious.
young 45. And then after that, I did 4 sets of 4 back squat workout at 340 pounds, and I almost dropped a nut doing that one.
What does that mean?
It was up.
Never mind.
Your spine will shoot out your back.
My spine was about to shoot up my butt. It was pretty awful. And then after that, I actually on Monday I did the 4x4 back squat, and then I do believe I hopped in. I think with you guys on Monday.
That was Friday.
It was Friday.
Friday I hopped in with you guys.
2020.
Yeah. Monday, I'm drawing a blank. with what I did on Monday. Kyle, start talking.
Okay.
What'd you do on Monday? I'm gonna figure out what I did. Finish off my day.
Well, I'll just pull up because this week's been a little off. So I'll pull up from the 3rd of December. So right now for me, I'm in a training phase that's requiring a lot more volume and intensity because I'm in training for a competition coming up.
Dubai.
Well,
No,
not Dubai.
it's
I wish
Cape
it was
Town.
Dubai. Dubai's going on right now.
Dubai's going on right now.
This one's fittest in Cape Town. So, and these new sanctioned events, which is
Cape
what this
Town.
one will be, are basically going to be mini games competitions because the level of athlete that's showing up.
Qualifiers.
Well, they're qualifiers for the games.
Yes.
Therefore, the events have to be a lot more intense and challenging. So, for instance, we got to get out of the gym. So to start off my Monday on the 3rd of December, my coach had me road biking for 60 to 90 minutes. And I've never...
I forgot that you did that.
Yeah, I've never road biked. So I borrowed a bike from our other coach, Tyler Klippa.
Shouts to Clip.
Shouts to Clip.
Baby Daddy.
Yeah, he just...
Recent baby daddy
crazy.
to Clip.
And his nickname is Clip Daddy, so now he's Clip Daddy, like legit.
He's just a father. He's not a baby daddy.
Yeah, that's
He's
right.
a father.
Yeah, Heather and him are married.
Yeah, okay.
And she's
Gotcha.
older than him.
Yeah,
People need to be reminded of that.
Jenna's older than me.
significantly.
Gosh, man. Oh, Jesus.
What's wrong? What's wrong with
Not
that?
you too, man. Not
Lambert has this stipulation where the girl that he dates / marries cannot be older than
She's
him.
gotta be younger than me.
Hey man, we all have preferences.
That's
Yeah,
just
well.
wrong.
No matter how odd.
I hope you
I don't think
marry
there's anything
a
wrong with
woman
that.
that's 40.
Anyways, get back to the content here. You guys are killing
60
me.
to 90. So 60 to 90 minutes on a road bike.
Yep.
How long did you actually ride?
So I rode for about 45 minutes. I rode from Clip's house to here to the gym, which was about 6 or 7 miles, and then back. And it was very challenging. Really challenging, actually, because I've never experienced that. My legs were hurt. But to follow that up in the afternoon, we did a squat snatch speed ladder. So we started with 4 barbells. Agnew jumped in on that. And we went, the first barbells were 135, 155, 175, 195. And every time you finish all 4 of those within 75 seconds, you add 5 pounds to each bar, and you keep going as far as you can. So we went pretty far.
Yeah.
Finished at 220, which is average at best. But for me, I was pretty pleased about that. And did some overhead squatting after that, 5 sets of 10. So Monday was
That's a lot.
a pretty good bit of volume. But it was really good. Tuesday was the same concept. I've been doing Evo Fits on Tuesday mornings.
Yeah.
Really enjoy doing that. It's a great way to get some overall just conditioning, but there's always movements that you don't necessarily see in CrossFit, so you keep it varied.
And the pump is just outrageously good.
And you can build some really solid resiliency through low level.
That's a vocabulary word right there.
Yeah, so I like it. Followed that up with some strict muscle ups, 30 for time, which was stout. And then strict handstand push-ups, 5 sets of 20. 20 sets of 5, excuse me. So 100 total reps there. And then, the rest of the week I did some swimming, did some hang squat cleans later on Wednesday. So this week is a good example of more volume and intensity than the average bear. Oh, hey, Steve.
Steven!
You guys can't see him, but he is...
I'll be right back.
Gosh. Okay, well, here's the good news.
What?
We'll see you in a minute. You're good.
Yeah.
Oh, we're rolling out. This has actually happened a lot. This is actually kind of a cool thing that we do. But I remember what I did to finish off my Monday. Chris Mosley, the Hobbit himself, rolled into the gym after I finished my squats on Monday, and he asked me what I was about to do. And I really didn't want to do anything by myself, which is another vital part of training. It's always more beneficial to hop in and do something with somebody than sometimes grinding on your own, even though you're probably not going to have somebody riding a bike with you for 60 to 90 minutes, just how life goes.
Yeah.
So me and Mosley threw together a little bit of a alternating EMOM for 20 minutes. Round 1 was...
Oh, gosh.
Nate just ran by the window and did a jumping heel click.
Are you guys still on?
Yeah, we're still on.
We might have to switch the order.
No, I'm finishing up my stuff.
I might have to go. Okay, because I might have to go because then I gotta leave.
Okay.
I gotta go pick up Reagan.
Reagan, is there something wrong with
She's sick.
Where's Reagan?
She'll go.
Where is she?
And then I'll go, and then I'll leave.
Oh, she's sick. So you're picking her up from school?
Yeah, like right now.
That's right.
Cut it short.
Oh, you're going to talk about your Monday.
Okay.
Wait, what was your alternating EMOM? I want to know.
Alternating EMOM was minute 1, start at 135, 135 on a barbell, 1 deadlift, 1 sumo deadlift. Next minute was a gymnastics minute, and I started with 5 muscle ups, did that for 5 rounds. Next minute I did some strict deficit handstand push-ups with some pull-ups.
1 deadlift, 1 sumo deadlift, not 1 sumo deadlift high pull.
Yeah, 1 sumo deadlift. And we would add, we went from 135 to 225, then to 275, and then we just started adding 10s on top of it. And we ended at 395 for 3 rounds.
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
And so we'd alternate between a deadlift minute with a deadlift and a sumo. And then I would do gymnastics minutes with bar muscle ups, strict pull-ups, deficit handstands, regular pull-ups, muscle ups, just stuff alternated with that. And it got my heart rate up, and plus I got to lift heavy more, so I loved it. Sorry,
Jeez Louise.
You all right, dude?
This cranberry juice is hitting me really hard. What'd you do on Monday?
What is wrong?
Seamless transitions.
Well, basically, as far as training, especially when Kyle got qualified, I told him, I was like, all right, well, up until you leave, me and you are going to get it. We're gonna train.
Right, because you're taking the top spot in the open this year.
Yeah,
No doubt.
I wish.
Bet.
So we've been training. I mean, whenever the schedule, our schedules are different, but whenever we can, we try to train together. But I don't really follow a specific program. A long time ago, I would pretty much just train with Kyle, just do whatever stuff he did, because once again, schedule willing. And then I don't know. I kind of go off of what I want to do, and I kind of go off of, if Lambert has toes to bar and I haven't done toes to bar in, a couple of days, I'll do that. Or a lot of times I'll try to jump in with Brent and Tyler Corrier and Laura at 1. So I kind of jump around, but for the most part, I'd like to say for the past month or so, I've tried to train with Kyle as much as possible, because I know it's not fun to do that stuff by yourself. So sometimes they'll give me a 4-minute head start and then still catch up to me. But, it is what it is. But so, anyways, Monday, I snatched with Steve and Brent. Right? Did you snatch with us?
Mm-mm.
No.
I did not.
I snatched with Steve and Brent.
You showed out.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It felt good.
Tell him the number.
We did some overhead squat work, some snatch balance work, and then we were supposed to snatch moderate, 80-85%. And we all threw that out the window. We started snatching heavy.
Big weight.
So I ended up hitting 210. Felt really good, pretty smooth. And then I was working out just a toes to bar box jump workout, and was hitting a couple toes to bar, hit my round of box jumps, back to toes to bar, and then I jumped on the box, jumped down, and just felt it go.
You know whose fault it was?
Yeah.
It's Andy Williamson's.
No, it's not his fault at all. It's nobody's fault. But so for those of you who don't know, we've talked about it here before. I think it was like a year and a half ago. I tore ligaments in my lower back, and Monday I retore them.
Was it when you landed or jumped?
I think it was when I jumped and landed on the box. That's when I was like, oh man! And then I landed off the box,
man.
and the jolt coming down to the actual ground.
Dang.
I had an explicit word that came out of my mouth, and then just landed on the ground and just. It buckled me. I just went straight to my knees and then down to a shoulder and down to the ground. So it was pretty painful. That was the first time I did it. I didn't feel it. Yeah. But now when I did that on Monday, I was like, oh man, like there it was.
Plus you're probably like hypersensitive to it.
Yeah,
like
for
sure. It's happened.
For sure. So
damn.
It's crazy that you snatch 210, feels great, everything feels good. And then you do a couple box jumps, and it's like the straw that breaks the camel's back. So,
yeah. Well, and I'll say this too for the people, because then I think we talked about this, is that it's not one of those things where you should be like, oh, does that mean I shouldn't do box jumps, or does that mean I shouldn't do snatches? Exactly. It's a lot of the stuff that happens. It could be for various reasons, but sometimes it's just a ticking time bomb. Like maybe it's in there, and all of a sudden,
bound to happen.
Yeah, like
unless it's tended to.
I told him it might not have happened during box jumps, but maybe after workout he goes to open up the bathroom door, and then it goes. Like so, don't shy away from movements. But the reality is, like things are gonna happen.
Yeah, and I mean it too. Like I think we talk. Actually, the three of us talked about this. I actually talked to my dad about it this morning at 5:30.
Early bird gets the worm.
My dad always wakes up and does like his quiet time, like his Bible study by himself. And every morning I wake up usually pretty early, and I literally wake up, grab my food, and go. And he always finds time to just walk in there and just say good morning. Like he could just stay there, but he's always like, "Hey, bud, how you doing?" And he's like, "How's your back?" And I know he talked, but. It's almost like when I got hurt, when the same thing happened a year and a half ago, I just was I was really lost, for lack of a better term. And I just didn't know what to do. I'd never been hurt. I got 2 concussions in high school. That was the worst injury I've ever had, and I played sports my whole life. So, but now, I do like, I was really frustrated when I got hurt last time. And honestly, I just got pretty lazy. I would prehab it sometimes I wouldn't, but I was just like, I'm hurt, and when it heals, it heals. And I didn't really do a ton to help myself. I did a little bit, but not a lot.
Not like you do now.
Not like I do now. And
even before I got hurt. Like.
Yeah. And so that put me, honestly, that injury, not to get like deep, but that put me in a bad spot mentally. Just because, anything outside of the gym, it started affecting me outside of the gym. It started affecting me with training and stuff inside the gym. But now, I know exactly what I have to do. I know, what movements I can and can't do while I'm injured. I went to the spinal doctor on Tuesday, and he said it was 6 week minimum. He gave me some painkillers, and they work.
Popping pillows!
Except the pill is a small train. So that's pretty tough to swallow. It's a hard pill to swallow, literally.
He said he drank a whole bottle of water yesterday.
Yeah, I had this Yeti cup, and I can't swallow pills. For those of you who don't know,
well, you
gotta chop them up into little pieces.
Out on the last
episode. But then they get sharp. It's the freaking bank. 10 times a day, 20 times a day.
They want your money, man.
They're trying to get you in a home.
I know. Lindsey Parker with Quicken Loans. We pulled your credit report. Shut up, Lindsey.
The last thing they want to do is help you. They want to take your money.
But anyway, so, I'm in a much better, I guess, headspace, if you will, just because, I know what I can do. We trained yesterday, ran a little bit.
Yeah,
I did a bunch of other stuff, too, just I know what I can do, and it is frustrating at the end of the day because it's just like it happened again.
Yeah.
But
it feels like when you first get something like that, you feel like, and I said this too, you feel like you fell into a hole that you can't like crawl out of.
Yeah.
But then once it happens again and you've learned from it, you know.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I felt. It was literally, my whole life just sucked. I mean, from anywhere from, getting my socks on in the morning was the biggest challenge of my day. Because you wake up and everything's kind of tight anyways. Yeah. And just you get your shoes and your socks on, I could barely do it. And now, it's still the same, but I know how to address it. And, I'm not completely buried by it. It's not fun, but, it's part of it. You got to deal with it.
Now, tell them about some of the things that you're doing, like every day.
Yeah.
For your workouts, because
a big part of it,
prehab stuff.
Yeah, a big part of it to this day, and I don't want this to sound bad because it happened again. It's by no means her fault. But Jen Frankowski, if you guys have any issues with any part of your body, go see her. She's the one that gave me the prehab stuff and worked on my body when after a year of being hurt initially, and finally being like, all right, I'm gonna go see her. And that changed the game for me. Dr. Jen. So if you guys got any, she would be, me and Brent always say, we would never reference to our members anybody that we haven't been to ourselves. Yeah, for sure. So she's amazing. So I still do a lot of stuff that she gave me. I do a lot of ankle mobility, just because, ankles are stacked over the hips, are stacked over the shoulders, so it kind of, from the bottom up. Helped me out a lot. Any type of, I won't be squatting for a while, and even like air squatting, but just to keep that mobility there. I do a lot of glute stuff, a lot of glute bridges, a lot of single leg glute bridges, a lot of hamstring curls, a lot of single leg deadlifts, really a lot of posterior chain stuff just to make sure my hamstrings and glutes are firing, and a lot of hip extensions, stuff like that, just try to strengthen the lower back, and everything's still pretty low impact.
A lot of butt walks.
A lot of butt walks. I'll be doing a lot of biking over the next 6 weeks.
You're gonna get good at biking, dude.
I did 130 calories yesterday in 12 minutes, and I was like, I'm gonna do this. I told myself, I'm gonna do this every day. I'm like,
you should just do 12 minutes max calories for as long as possible until you get over 200.
Yeah, I'm seriously just gonna do that. I don't feel comfortable. It happened on Monday, so I don't feel comfortable rowing or skiing yet.
Yeah, no, for sure not.
So bike is good for me. Like I said, we ran yesterday. Felt fine.
That was fun.
But just a lot of stuff to basically do the exact opposite of what I did when I first got hurt.
Yeah. Talk about what you guys hit yesterday.
We did the 4x4, which is event 3 for Dubai. They did that one today.
Are they done?
Yeah, they did it. And the 4x4, it was a 4K run with a vest, 4K run without the vest. And Nate ran that with me. But you cut it down and went half of it.
Yeah I was a little scared about the impact. A day after being injured. So
and we ran outside.
And I didn't wear it with a vest. Yeah, doing it outside was a game changer.
And it was snowy.
It was 28 degrees.
It was a little chilly.
I think my favorite part, though, was when I saw you guys take off. Like, I left the gym. Nate was just passing the 400-meter mark. This is a little bit of an exaggeration. I love you. No hard feelings. But Nate was, just passing the 400-meter marker, and you were about to turn into Poplar Woods. And I was like, oh, God. I was like, I might have to come back and pick him up.
I did tell myself, I was like, man, because I ran cross country. I know where I can push on certain runs. I might not be as aerobically fit as I was during cross country season, but I know where to go and how to. But yesterday I was like, I'm not gonna make this high impact and just crush my back. So I was like, we'll take it pretty light. But now, having said that, I could have been 17 again, 140 pounds, and I probably still can't be
17
Kyle.
Again? Isn't that like a name of a movie or something?
Dude, that's a great movie.
Don't even start.
All right, sorry.
With us being on a little bit of a time crunch, we're gonna toss the break and we'll conclude this.
Wait, let's talk about the data for the Dubai. I want to talk about that.
You got to get going.
All right, fine.
Yeah, we'll toss the break.
Oh, yeah, I do have
We'll hook back up a little bit later in the day. We'll finish this epi off.
We'll be hooking up.
We'll see you guys in a little bit. We're tossing the break. We'll see you guys in a bit.
Reagan, I'm coming!
Due to scheduling conflicts, we could not complete this episode with Kyle. So if you would like to hear a conclusion to this episode with Tyler Klippa, please tune in to episode 17.2 on our feed on YouTube or on Apple Podcasts. We'll see you guys in episode 18.